Central to the proposed 2.606 trillion peso national budget are poverty alleviation, social protection, and economic development, including key sectors of concern like manufacturing, agriculture, tourism, and the BPO sector. With the expansion of the economy, more revenues are eyed to fund for the national budget. This report.
The proposed 2015 national budget of 2.606 trillion pesos gives top priority to the needs of poor and vulnerable areas of the country. Aside from the budget provided for social protection and economic services, other programs include specific interventions, especially for areas where the incidence of poverty is high. The focus will cover 44 provinces where more investments will be spent for job opportunities, adequate social safety nets, and the most vulnerable to shocks and natural disasters. Job generation will rely on government's increased spending for infrastructure development, more opportunities in other key sectors of the economy to include manufacturing, tourism, the BPO sector, agribusiness, and construction. It's all part of the overall program of inclusive development.
For the 2015 budget, we are taking performance-informed budgeting a notch higher by reflecting outcome indicators. The people through Congress are empowered to hold each agency accountable for the results that they must deliver. At the end of the day, no matter how well we design our interventions and how sharp we target our beneficiaries, this would be meaningless if these are not felt by our people effectively and fast enough. This is why we have to continue to implement reforms for faster spending and more effective delivery of services.
With the economic expansion, expect more revenues to fund the proposed national budget. It's a mix of taxes, non-tax revenues, privatization. The performance of the Bureau of Internal Revenue and the Customs Bureau is expected to deliver their commitments. The shortfall will be sourced from borrowings. Finance Secretary Cesar Purisima expressed optimism sufficient resources will be pulled together to provide resources for the national budget.
We are continuing with the uptrend trajectory of our collection efforts to extend the message that we have and will continue to lay the foundation for a sustainable fiscal growth. We endeavor all this with our commitment to stay on the path of fiscal consolidation to keep the deficit at 2% of GDP over the medium term.
In the meantime, NEDA Chief Arsenio Balizacan and Bangko Central Governor Abando expressed the collective optimism of the President's economic team that the Philippines will continue to sustain its high growth rates. There are risks and challenges to include the threat of climate change and the impact of uncertainties in the global community brought about by conflicts and concerns of slower growth in emerging economies.
The proposed 2015 budget, Mr. Chairman, strives to support the key strategies in the updated PDP with the end view of massively generating high-quality employment for Filipinos and significantly reducing poverty. The proposed budget also supports positive actions with sectoral and spatial focus so that development will be truly inclusive.
Recent developments paint a picture of an economy that has sound macro fundamentals, which is really what this slide is showing us. First, inflation is within target. The year-to-date inflation is expected to be within 3 to 5% target range for 2014, while 2015 inflation is seen to fall within a 2 to 4% target band. The balance of risk to the inflation outlook continues to be tilted slightly towards the upside, with pressure.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.